Indeed, greetings upon you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you so much for joining me again on another video, another live stream, another getting together and sharing of space. I appreciate you being here with me today. I've been going through a lot as of late, and I know, I'm well aware that most of it is the things I tell myself. But I feel very viscerally myself in this loop of feeling and then thinking and then feeling from what I'm thinking and then thinking from where I'm feeling. And I can see myself getting stuck in this like loop of worry, with things being in the way they are in my country right now. There's a lot of tension when it comes to the civil nature. Hey, Toasty. Thank you so much for being here with me, my friend. I appreciate that a niner here as well. I appreciate your presence so much, friends. Genuinely, thank you. Thank you so much. And like looking at what's going on, Tramp, it's been forever, man. It's been so long. Thank you for joining us again, my friend. Like there's some serious rioting going on in the country right now. To the point where you have like videos of people. They don't only steal everything the store has, they also steal the equipment that the store uses to carry stuff around, and they drive the stuff they steal away with the cars that they stole there as well. It's pandemonium. It's a little bit of pandemonium right now. And yeah, I recognize how powerless I am in this situation. And all I can do genuinely is just be here for it, right? That's all we can do. Is just be here for the feelings, even if they may be undesirable. Undesirable? Undesirable indeed. Hi, Yay. Hello. Hello, Yay. Wat is er waar ik moet zitten? Alsjeblieft, no. Hallo, alsjeblieft. Hallo. Hallo. Hallo, my wolf turkeys. Hey, it's nice to have you here as well, Elric. Thank you for joining us, my friend. I am Melt. I've been having neck and shoulder pain for a long time. Gotta see an inflammation specialist tomorrow. I'm so happy to hear that you're actually going to go and see someone at least, Elric. I'm sorry to hear that you've been dealing with some pain as well. Neck and shoulder, man. Like your neck and shoulder being in a lot of pain can also be something that's so disruptive just with your normal way of being, because it's literally the thing that's attached to your neck, or attached to your head, I should say rather. It feels like you're being limited in your movements. I'm sending you love and light, friend. I'm sure your doctor visit will go so well. That's the way it was here in the US last summer. It's really sad to see rioting and looting. It's true, Thad and Niner, and this is going to be like me speaking from a place of ignorance as well, obviously. But I feel like the rioting was at least happening for a reason, when it was happening in America. Like people were trying to make a statement as to, George Floyd getting killed is unacceptable, which we can all agree upon. And then like this unacceptable nature of this happening kind of led to people getting so perturbed, getting so frustrated that they went and like rioted. Right? It's still an excuse at the end of the day, but like I can kind of understand the excuse, if that makes any sense. Here in South Africa, it was just kind of like unprompted. It was like, oh wait, now shit is just, it went from level 4 to Jumanji, like that. And like I'm not sure what to do. Like I look at the state of what my country is in, and man, it hurts me. It really does hurt me. Because I do believe that the reason we're doing this, the reason we're getting together in this space, is because we as a collective has this intention to make the world a better place, not just small little South Africa. And then I look at the troubles that South Africa is facing right now, and I feel again, so powerless in it. What am I supposed to do? What can I do as an individual, genuinely? And it's hard. It really is hard. I just wish the best for my country. Hey, PB, thank you for joining me, friend. I'm a little bit tender still, dude. I pray that anyone experiencing pain be relieved. Thank you for your prayers, my friend. Little puppy. She was, and then she's gone again. She's like, these days especially, so energetic, just running around. She's been chasing the other dogs deep into the fields as well. Makes me happy to see her genuinely moving into her own element, if you will. Thanks, brother. Thank you. South Africa it is. Where in South Africa are you from? At the moment, I'm living in like Limpopo / Mpumalanga area. Yeah, that's the area I'm in, if you will. I plan on running away from my country. So it's interesting that you say that, friend, because that's like the general consensus as well. Like when we discuss these difficulties my country is going through right now, the general consensus is like, oh yeah, get out of Dodge. And this is something I had a chat with Uncle Becky about, Kira recently as well, Linehall, another Reddit friend. And like I feel like there is this understanding that if we wanted to, we could at least help myself get out of this country while this stuff is happening. But I don't know if it's realistically possible to do that for my family as well, and to do it for not my immediate family, like my household family, but the rest of my family members as well. It is this real difficult situation I'm confronted with, where things are falling apart rapidly, and yet I'm still kind of expected to, man, like I guess I'm explaining the average millennial way of seeing the world right now, right? Seeing things fall apart and then still being expected to try and build a life for yourself. I remember again why I used to be as depressed as I was in moments like this, feelings like this. It's very real, friends. Depression and feelings of dread, feelings of helplessness and powerlessness. They're so real, and there's so little that we as individuals can do for each other when we feel like that. And I think that's the part that bothers me the most as well, because I feel, in a way, I'm being confronted with these feelings so that I can like form some sort of vocabulary, around them. Learn or teach myself at least how I'm supposed to handle these topics, how I'm supposed to be talking to people that are going through it themselves as well. And I feel like I'm not there yet. I'm still trying to get there. Hey Harley, thank you for joining me here, friend. I love you so much. Love and light to you and yours. Thank you so much, Harley. Love and light to you and yours as well. I appreciate you being here with me. I'm a millennial as well. I think a lot of us are going to be, friend. Like, we don't have to be millennials as well to see that there are a lot of chaotic things happening right now in the world. I want to take a sip of water every single time today with the intention every drop counts. I feel like that's the intention that's coming up in my heart. The fact that every drop counts, Every sip I take, every step we take, every time we show up, every feeling we confront and feel. I think we're taking a little bit of a step closer, adding another drop to reach the full of it, if you will. We're not giving up, friends. Like, that's the thing as well. I feel these moments, if anything, they can be seen as like extreme resistance, where you kind of feel in a certain way about things, and then life will confront you with something that's completely opposite to that. make it a little bit more difficult for you to believe the things that you believe, so that you can strengthen your belief in them, which is counterintuitive, because it kind of requires you to go through uncomfortable states in order to consolidate on your comfortable states, and then it's supposed to get agitated again. Discomfort is the state in which we grow the most at the end of the day. I would move as well, but I do not want to leave my family either. It's hard, Beards. It really is hard, friend, because what are we supposed to do? Like, there's a bunch of problems that I'm being faced with right now. Like, number one, there's the financial constraint. There's unfortunately not enough, money for me alone to leave the country right now. There's definitely not enough money for my entire family to leave the country right now. So there's block number one. And then block number two is the fact that they don't want to leave as well. It's like this mentality of, this is my hill and I'll die on it, and then the third scenario is like, okay, if I can't get everyone to leave, and even if I can get everyone to leave, they don't want to leave, am I supposed to stay? Would I be able to live with myself if something bad happened and I left? Will I live if something bad happens and I stay? Like, I feel these aren't things that we should be thinking about anymore, I feel like we've passed this point. Whew. Thank you, friend. I appreciate you, Nate, really. I love you with all my sack, brother. I love you with all my sack as well, love. Thank you, platonic love. That's beautiful, friend. I've never heard it quite in that way, but I love you as well. Man, the stream dropped. Let's start it back up again. Of course, Reddit has to, kick a man while it's down right now. Still had comments left. Damn it. Bye bye baby blue. Doop 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 doop. Asha my josh. Asha my josh. Asha my leafy dog. Asha my leafy dog. Asha my leafy leaf. Asha my leafy leaf. Asha my leafy leaf. Gunk slots in like those. Yeah, connection issues it is. No. Okay. It tuned, but it switched my camera again for some reason. There we go. Asha mush 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 mush. Asha mush 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 mush. Asha mush mush mush. Resistance, huh? We're always going to be met with so much resistance in this life. Like, I feel that's the one thing we can be sure of. I'm pretty sure this thing isn't going to tune in, just because of the nature of how it, yeah, it's telling me connection issues again, and then it just switches the camera. I don't know why it does that either. Let's do this again. I think I'm going to have to start it over again. Yeah, it's gonna switch the camera again. I'm getting triggered. I'm getting so triggered. Why do we have to deal with all of the difficulties when we want to deal with none of the difficulties? That's the question I want to know sometimes. Maybe it's like a critical mass sort of thing, right? Not just going to get a little bit of the extreme. You're going to get all sides of the extreme. You want extreme happiness? You're going to have extreme sadness. You want extreme fluidity in how things happen? You're going to have extreme chaos in how they're supposed to happen as well. Can't have one without the other. Everything has to stay in perfect balance. Balance. Yes, perfect balance. Man, Why are you doing this, Reddit app? I'm getting mildly triggered. Every sip I take, I wash away the trigger. The trigger of the world, trigger of the riots, trigger of the disturbances among them. Like, I'm triggering of myself. I'm not even sure if this thing is actually properly going live now. I'm expecting a click and then it's gonna switch the camera again for some reason. But while we wait, if you will, I'm gonna read something worth saying. What you value today will show itself to you tomorrow. I learned to value unlimitedness, love, and fearlessness. I'm pretty sure the stream is still not working. Oh, is it? I think it might actually be working, but now it's doing this thing where it's stuck on this tuning page and then it switches the camera again. Okay, yes. At least you friends get to struggle with me. I think at least you're struggling with me right now. I won't be able to read your comments, so I'm going to have to start this stream over for the 4th time. Oh man, I'm losing. I'm losing a little bit, friends. I'm losing. Let me just check if I actually have an internet connection, because now it seems like it keeps giving me like a connection issue thing. Okay, no, we have internet. Internet's not the issue. It's just Reddit being a Reddit again. Okay. Only wins from now on. 4, the lucky number. Yes. Please, Mr. Reddit. Please. I do not ask of you a lot. I'm just being faced with my own demons, you know. All the time. Oh, you thought you could escape? Nah, here's your demons again. But now they're like Doom level 2. Ah, shit. Fights them. Shotguns them down. You're like, oh, sick. Demons defeated. And then it's like, nope, that was level 2, dude. Still gotta go level 3. And you're like, okay, maybe there's just 3 levels or something. But nope. Just infinitely scales. Your demons are just gonna get tougher and tougher. This thing is still not going live, is it? Yep, connection issues, and then it's gonna switch. Why does it do this? I think my Reddit app is actually broken right now. Either Reddit is broken, or my phone is broken, because it does this thing where it tells me tuning, then it says connection issues, then it presses the button that switches my camera from the front viewing camera to the back viewing camera, and then I lean forward and I press the front viewing or like this camera switch, and then it like says tuning again right here, and then it's probably gonna say connection issues, and then it's gonna switch the camera again. Watch, I'll let it happen once more, just so that we can both get triggered, and then I'll try a 5th time. I don't give up. I'll literally sit here the entire freaking day. If this is the rest of the stream for you YouTube friends, I'm sitting here continuously trying to restart the stream again. I think I actually went live this time. I am on. That's interesting. So usually Reddit has this little list functionality that tells you in which order they're placing you on the actual subreddit, and apparently I am 17th in line out of 9. The more you know. I'm guessing it's like it actually tuned in now, but lucky for me, the comments are not working at all. So to you, one friend who tuned in, I'm not sure if it's actually working because it's counting down from like 3 hours to like 3 hours or 4 minutes into the 3 hours, and then it hops back to 3 hours. I think it's working again. Nothing can squeeze from me the great gift that is my awareness. Hey, it's actually working. Is the stream being difficult today? Oh, it's being extremely difficult, Candace. But I believe it's working now at least. It's like there's some wacky stuff happening with the time, and I'm not sure if it's showing me accurate like view numbers or upvotes or positioning. Like everything is out of whack, but I can see your comments again. Maybe stonks, maybe not stonks, maybe only your comments that I'm seeing, Candace. But thank you, my beloved friend, for joining me. While we wait, if you will, to see if this thing is gonna bonk again, I do want to say the thing worth saying again with you, friends. It says, what you value today will show itself to you tomorrow. So learn to value unlimitedness, love, and fearlessness. Think if you can just remind yourself of that. Learn to value unlimitedness, love, and fearlessness. Fear can be something that's so debilitating. It definitely is the thing in my life that I feel has the least value and still is something that shows up so much. And the weird thing about fear is how many different hats it wears. Wears all of the little hats. Pretends to be the scientist, with his little white cloak and logic. I don't think this stream is working properly, Candace. It's still counting up and down. Like I still have 3 hours runtime left. I think it's only you watching right now. If anybody is watching right now, I think it might have crashed again on your side, but it's not working on my side. Ask for unlimitedness, love, and fearlessness. I still love the situation as well, because this exact situation, this struggle that I'm going through, if you will, right now, has never happened before. And I mean, something that never happens before, I think it's pretty sick. Yeah. Yeah, this thing is just straight up kind of broken right now. We'll try again. Again. Sixth time is the charm, I believe. I mean, they usually say third time is the charm, but this is double the third time is the charm now. I'm pretty sure it should work. This time, yes. Why? Because I'm hopeful, and I don't want to do it again. And I feel like I've had the novelty that this experience holds, and now it's no longer novel. Now it's just annoying. But maybe the annoyingness of it is supposed to be novel in its own, and I shouldn't be judging it. What you value today will show itself to you tomorrow. So learn to value unlimitlessness, love, and fearlessness. Take time to select the seeds you want to plant in your mind. take time to select the seeds you want to plant in your mind, because the fruit that you get to eat comes from the plant that you've planted, right? Can't plant freaking tomatoes and expect apples to grow from them. Can't plant negative thoughts, negative ways of seeing the world, and expect joy to come from that. So, like, I'm asking myself now as well, what is supposed to come from our negative thoughts? Learning? Is that what we're supposed to do? Are we supposed to learn by being afraid of things? Because there's a genuine difference between the fear response when we try to survive something, like when you see a lion out there in the jungle for some reason and you're like trying to run away from it, right? That fear response is definitely different to the fear response that you have when it comes to, like, for instance, in my case, like riots and civil unrest and the potential of civil war, like lurking. Like those are two different states of fear that you can find yourself in, where the state of fear that I'm in right now, the state of fear of like uncertainty of what's going to happen, is kind of backwards, because like seeing a lion in real life, you're kind of certain about the threat that you're trying to escape from, right? And in that certainty of the threat, you have a reason to be scared. But when it comes to the fears we're facing these days, financial uncertainty, our spousal uncertainty, uncertainty with our friends, uncertainty with our career choices, uncertainty with our choice to try and build for ourselves a life as a creative, uncertainty in whether or not you're making the right decisions. Like, all of these things reduce fear responses within us as well. And I feel more so than not, it's like fear from nothing, if you know what I'm saying. Where fear of a lion is fear from something, like the lion is kind of the source of the fear. Where if you're afraid of things that is outside of your control, or that will happen at some point in the future, you're fearing yourself. You're quite literally being in fear of yourself. Because instead of like embracing the fact that these things might come to pass and preparing yourself right now from a place of love, even if something like that were to come to pass, you're living in a place of like anxious, debilitating fear, where you can't do much about it. You can't, interject yourself. You can't help yourself. And I feel like I'm being confronted with that exact same feeling right now of this stream, because I know it's not working the way it's supposed to as well. Your friends might be sending comments. It's not coming through again. And this is the 6th time we've restarted stream. So again, I'm confronted with this issue. That is ultimately outside of my control, and there's nothing that I can do to try and better this issue. I know that I can't reach out to Reddit, can't reach out to a mod. They either won't care or will just tell me, oh yeah, this is an issue that we're dealing with. Like, and I'll be like, okay, thank you for telling us, letting us know that it's gonna get better or whatever. There's nothing we can do with some things, and holding on to them, getting hurt by them, being scared of them is not the way. It definitely is not the way. At least not for me. I can't continue going on like this. Yeah, I don't think this stream is working the way it's supposed to. You know what? That's okay. Can't read your comments. You might be sending comments as well, but I unfortunately cannot see them. I feel like Reddit is squishing us right now or something. You see, and I don't even think I'm live right now, so I feel kind of comfortable in saying this. I feel like sometimes, especially with things like this, like there's some sort of malicious intent, behind stuff like this. Like, oh, I'm trying to explore ideas about the state of my country, about how I feel about it, about the sensitive nature of it. And then while I'm trying to do just that, the stream stops working, you know, like legitimately almost mid-sentence or stuff like that. And then I can't go live again. And then I can go live. I think I'm live, but then I can't read comments and I can't see stats. Like, why? Just, you know, why? I've asked that question twice just today. Because I'm trying to understand. I'm genuinely trying to reach some sort of point of understanding as to why these things happen to us so consistently. If we're going through, you know, a hard time, LSSR, those hard times are kind of amplified. They stack upon each other. I'm going to try and restart the stream once more. I'm sorry. But we did say we're not giving up, right? Not giving up. Like, I'm just going to restart the app as well. Not sure if that's going to help though. Yasu. This dude is like standing on a mountain face playing the guitar. What a badass. That dude deserves to be on the front page. Let's try the U show again, I guess. Seventh time is the charm. You know what's the funniest part about it for me as well? Like, a friend of mine told me that he wanted to tune into the stream today. And like, I sent him the Discord link and was like, you know, yeah, you just follow the Discord link and then you'll see up top there'll be a little notification. Click on that little notification, takes you straight to the stream, honky dory, happy chappy. There's probably like 7 notifications sent to the Discord right now. And I'm still not sure if it's actually working. I do not believe it actually is. I feel in some way that it won't. That's my prediction of today's turn of events. We've showed up, we've tried to stream. Today and yesterday has been the days I've had the most resistance towards that as well. You know, feeling that I'm not in a place, I'm not in a position to talk to you friends in a way that would be uplifting only. And I know that I'm not supposed to think about only uplifting, you know, that I'm supposed to be open to other experiences as well. But then, oh, look at that, it's actually working now. You see, like when I talk shit, you know, when I don't believe, that's when things start happening. For some reason, hey, Eat Red Meat, good morning, Candace, and hey, Yader. Way to push through, my friend, we are still here. Oh, I love you. Man, like, I genuinely love you so much. I cannot even. Thank you, Yader, for still being here with me. And thank you, Ira. Like, I appreciate you joining us in this vibe. You sharing your vibe with me as well. Like, you friends have probably now heard this thing worth saying like 10 times at this point. So I won't read it again. I am bestowed of all good things. I am bestowed of all good things. I feel that one is more a manifestation than it is a thing worth saying, but I guess things worth saying can be manifestations as well. I am bestowed with all good things. Wonderful, breathable oxygen. Plants and a building in front of my eyes. You friends in front of my eyes. I am bestowed with hands. Little arms terminating into smaller arms. I am bestowed with a pair of feet that allow me to dance and walk. I am bestowed with a nice and soft cushion to sit upon. I am bestowed with weather that it's not too hot, it's getting kinda cold. I am bestowed with the presence of you friends. I am bestowed with all good things. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think you broke the internet. I feel so as well. It must be that a Niner. Internet got broken, dude. I'm happy that we're back at least. You feel that glee yet? It's ironic, huh? Yeah, that's just again life kind of going for like a big swing. Like, oh yeah, you wanna feel free? You wanna experience that glee? Nah, fam, not just yet, dude. Gonna have to work for it a little bit more. Edmund, is this it? Melt of a fresh shave. Yeah, dude. I am shiven. I shaved yesterday. And then one friend tunes into stream and is like, you know what would complete the look? A beard. And I'm like, oh, dude, you fucking goes straight for the heart again. Of course it was. I'm happy you're joining me, Toasty. Man, I don't know if you saw the information that I sent you, but I was watching like a tribute video that Alex Gray and his wife and an interviewer did to Terence McKenna. And Alex Gray was going into explaining that some of the very first sculptures that humans ever made were these like lion men, like literal anthropomorphic lion men. That was one of the first things humans ever sculpted. And Toasty drew me as a lion man, which is like 40,000 years ago. The first creativity that sparked in man created something that sparked in man the creativity that is now as well. And it just shows to me that there is this continuum, happening. There's this interconnectivity, the synchronicity to what it is we're doing right now and how it is we're feeling in this space. Bestowed with phantom poppers that tried to eat your pashminas. Bestowed all the phantom poppers. They're pulling at me right now. Eating away all of my pent up. What color would negative energy be? Just all of my pent up energy. I don't have to color it. I'm trying to visualize it, but nah. As long as you have lungs. Yeah, fortunately, the lungs have been pretty stunk, dude. I tried to sit like that, but my toenail cut my calf. You mean when you're like sitting with your legs inwards like this? Technically, apparently, and I'm not saying this is fact, this is just something that I've read in my own journeys of exploration. They say that if your heels are as close to the like center column of your being, if you will, you're like connecting with your own energy a little bit more efficiently. So like for the rest of the stream, I'll try and sit in that way, more interconnected with myself. Let's see if it changes anything. Melt will not be denied. No, you can't deny something that's melting, friend. Either it's going to be hot enough to melt through your doors, or it's going to be viscous or not viscous enough. What's the opposite of viscousness? Thin? I'm butchering myself. Or it's going to, seep through the cracks. The melty love is still going to come for you. Can't escape it. Can't run. Got your toenails torn. Yeah, that'll also help, friend. Let's take a hit together. I can imagine taking a hit with you, hand bro. But I'm not smoking right now, my friend. I tried. Hello, this is my first RPAN stream that I have seen of this type. Thank you, friend, for joining me. I feel that the type that we have, if you will, is, I wouldn't say it's unique. Is it unique? You know what? It's unique, for sure it is. Creation is forever new. We get together, to you friend, Live Olive, day 193 of what? Today is day 193 of us showing up every single day here on RPAN. We confront ourselves, we remind ourselves, we reminisce as well, of the feelings we have, of the love we share for each other, of the understanding we have that we're not alone, and it's in that showing up that I basically recognize that it's not just me. I think it's time for us as humanity to move out of the me mindset and into the we mindset, overwhelming power over to an overwhelming power to. And that's what we're trying to do here, friend. We're discussing ideas like that. And my soul must be iron because my fear is naked. I'm naked and fearless, and my fear is naked. It really is. Because okay, it is, fear is naked, but fear also has a way, and I don't know if you were there for that Eat Red Meat, of wearing different hats. You know, fear can present itself in so many different ways in our lives, and can be very alluring in some ways. It can completely convince us of it, you know. And sometimes fear even learns how to wear the hat of logic, if you will. It's like, oh, look at this, you know, I'm going to deduct this and this and this from this information that I got, and because of this information that I've conducted, you should be scared. And then your rational mind is like, that makes sense. Ah! But no, damn it, I won't be scared anymore. Oh, I get it now. La, 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 la. Hello, friend. Lion men are in Revelations too. They're gonna come and come and spank us. Oh no, not that. Hey, East Coast Rabbit, thank you for sharing your love with us. Fucking love Alex Gray. Damn, that's crazy. Toasty challenging the original creative influence. Yeah, quite like I felt like that way as well. Like literally 40,000 years ago, like at the dawn of human creativity, men, women chose to create things that are being created as well. And I don't know if Toasty was influenced by those past workings. I don't believe he is. I just believe Toasty saw, in essence, what is, you know, and humans have been able to see, in essence, what is for longer than we know. And I believe we're more powerful than we know as well. Negative energy doesn't deserve color. Getting wrecked, negative energy, shame. I watched that at 4:30 a.m. My brain, no make correlation. How sorry, you don't have to worry at all, Toasty. Like at least I could explain to you now, friend. You are a divine being, man. I want you to know that. Maybe the first statue is long gone, leaving the lion statue, and that is beautiful. It might be that way as well, but if you like, around 40,000 years ago is when the explosion of human creativity happened. If you look at like cave paintings and stuff like that, and there's a very strong correlation to humanity basically moving into some sort of psychedelic understanding of themselves and the creative pursuit. And there's a clear, if you will, like progress of evolution that happened to us as humanity during those days. And it's possible, I believe even necessary, for us to continue to evolve in that way. Sending you all the love and light, dear brother. Thank you, Kira. Sending you so much love and light as well, my sister. Peace and love to you as well. Sup, how are you? I'm doing good, ciao. I'm still in the now, dude. You know, like it's telling me your comment is like now. No, 3 minutes behind. Right now, I'm going to believe what it tells me, even though I know it's false. Edmund, you sparkly ray of light. Isn't he beautiful? I think I might have missed one though. Day 93 of melting pot, bubbling and rolling together. Oh yes, us and our, you know, plasma goop that is the universe. Ah, Christine, it's nice to have you as well, my friend. Most time I find fear is a lack of knowledge on the fear. Ciao, yeah, big lag. I hope it's not too bad. Whew, the fear as lack of knowledge. I do believe that as well in a lot of ways, because I think a lot of fear stems from, you know, a misconception of something. Like there is some sort of lack in information in the person, and then because of that lack of information, they extrapolate information from it. And when you try and extrapolate information, your information is never going to be that accurate. It could be accurate, but if you're working with bad information and you're scaring yourself because of that, for example, you know, like I'm looking at the state of my country and extrapolating from that this progression towards what I see could potentially happen to our country. These things haven't quite happened yet, but it's me extrapolating from information that I don't know. You know, it's the lack of knowledge from what could be that in itself is the cause of the fear. So I think it could be like almost codependent, you know. It doesn't necessarily have to be fear is because of a lack of knowledge. I believe also because you're in a state of fear, you will lack knowledge because you're not going to want to search for it. Thank you, Darth Zombies, for the wholesome. I appreciate you joining us again, my friend. You look so thin today. Gooey Sunshine, you flatter me, because I was literally looking at my face today and I was like, how are you getting fatter? But it's probably just because I felt bad. This is something I was viscerally aware of as well today. Like after I showered, still like feeling just bad. Like I want to tell you a little bit about this as well. Like these days I've been drawing shapes with this soap on my loofah, if you will. And like I did a triangle today, an upwards facing triangle, signifying divinity, signifying completion, signifying fire, signifying service, signifying strength. And I was like, freaking triangle, and I like put my hand on it, and I was like, this is the energy that I want to manifest. And I was like rubbing the soap in, getting myself washed, and then I like went to the mirror and I was like looking at myself, and I just like saw this like fat version of myself looking back at me, and I was still, even though I went through this little process of thinking, I was still telling myself all of these other negative things. And then looking at myself, I like literally felt my eyes reflect the things I was telling myself, or at least showing myself bloating up with this negative energy. And yeah, the fact that you think I'm looking thin is completely contrary to the idea that I had in my mind, and I appreciate you. Thank you, friend. I love you. No lag, my friend. Mel just takes his time on every comment to co-create with us all. Edmund knows. It's so true. What are you drinking? I'm drinking water, dude. Water. Oasis water. Not actually really Oasis water, just water. Marriage is hard. Is that something you're facing right now, Toasty? Marriage is hard. I do believe it will be. Man, I don't think I'm ready for marriage just yet. I have some mild back discomfort. Is 7 attempts for you a record to start the stream? It is, Mr. Smities. Like, that's actually something I was talking about while we were going through the struggle of getting it to start. I was talking to myself and being like, this is also a divine experience, because I've never experienced this much, resistance towards actually starting the stream. And I even had resistance before coming and starting the stream. So I was like, stonks resistance today. But we're still pushing through it. Can't stop the melt. Everything okay, Toasty, my friend? We're here for you, Brother Bear. Hefty revenue. Hey, Melt, hope you're doing well. I'm doing better right now, friend. Like, thank you so much for your love and for your understanding and for your tender awareness of the things I'm going through as well. I appreciate you, friends, more than you know. Partnerships in general are difficult but powerful and therefore worth the effort. Absolutely. Yes, Melt on the fear conversion. I think so as well. East Coast Rabbit. Day 10 of a water fast. Candace is absolutely slaying it. How are you feeling, friend? How are you feeling? Are you getting in enough salt? Like, that's the thing I'm most concerned about. It's just if you're getting in enough salt, actually. If any friends are feeling lonely or upset today, please reach out to me. I love you. Thank you so much, Kira. To you friends who genuinely need someone to reach out to, we do have a Discord server. We do have a lot of loving individuals in said Discord server. Do feel free to follow. Do feel free to reach out if you need help, friends. In this together, right? We're in this together, quite literally. If we were separate from the rest of humanity and from the rest of Earth, we would be in the empty void of space. And we all know how that would turn out. So we're in it together. Like, by extrapolation. From the most extremes to the most beautiful extremes, if you will. Good morning. I am today happy as an actor in a wheelchair, floating with balloons in heaven, with 20 Oz bottles of Pepsi I can drink. Ak ak. That's an interesting sentence, famous jester. It's very gesterly of you to say so as well. If that's the truth, congratulations on being an actor, my friend. I'm trying to master this fasting so I can possibly be a coach. I have someone starting today, so I'm pretty excited for them. That's amazing, Candace. Like, I 100% encourage you in doing that as well. I just know that coaching people in fasting might be one of the most difficult things that you can try and do. Because it's like, you know how much willpower it takes to fast, and I feel it's difficult to teach people willpower. You can teach them techniques to improve their willpower, like meditation and like some sort of breathwork exercises, some sort of gap making exercises, if you will, if you're feeling cravings, making sure they get in enough salt. So yeah, like, I mean, there's a lot to coach still, but coaching willpower in its own, that's going to be a whole nother thing. Ooh, you think people has body dysmorphia in ancient Greece? Their artwork suggests they didn't. Interesting though. I wonder if previous civilizations have struggled with it. That is a really interesting concept as well, Toasty. I don't think, like as you said as well, like in Greece, they kind of celebrated, like, oh man, I'm thinking even further back than that, like in the late like 1400 and 1300s, while kings and queens are still a thing. Kings with their overly rich diets of, like, fatty foods and alcohol basically started developing gout as a result of that. And it was like, it's debilitating. You can't walk on your foot if you have horrible gout. And it was seen as like this, thing to be praised. Like, oh yeah, your gout is a sign of how rich you are. It's a rich man's disease. So it almost suggests not only that body dysmorphia wasn't a thing back then, but it was almost like, celebrated. If you look at some African cultures where they like put rings around their necks to stretch their necks out, or like big loops in their lips, there's like a physical body dysmorphing of themselves as well. So I think not only is body dysmorphia a recent thing in our civilization, because we're so prone to compare ourselves to other human beings because of our access to just social media in general, but I also believe that, the differences that we had as humans back in the day were celebrated, like being weird in your own way, right? Maybe not conventionally attractive, but weird in your own way could have been seen as something attractive because you looked other, instead of it being like oh, I am. And I think also with the rise of mirrors, right? Like if you go back for like far enough, the average person didn't own a mirror, so they weren't able to actually actively see themselves or consider themselves as something that they see in their day-to-day lives. Like imagine living in an age where you've only seen yourself in a mirror like once or twice in your life. You've seen yourself in the reflection of water a few times. These days we see ourselves basically every single day, right? And that in its own can lead to some interesting changes in our own understanding of ourselves. It's a really cool question. Thank you for asking it, Toasty. It will get butter. It will get butter. You are so loved and appreciated, Kristen. Thank you for being so open to all of us and a beacon of light. So, Edmund, just so you know as well, friend, Kristen, Rocker Burb, Kira, has like given us a new name, Kira. So if you will, you probably don't know yet, but now you do, friend. I just wanted to let you know as well. SMH, shake my head, right? You're okay, Toasty. You'll be okay, friend. That's a very interesting thought to ponder. I think some civilizations probably did, while others did not. I believe that the civilizations that did is going to be proportional to how much technology they had to, one, alter their own looks, and two, perceive their own looks as well. So with the rise of both mirrors, and with the rise of like cosmetics, just putting stuff on your eyes or on your face or around your neck or stuff like that. Like I think the more you move into spaces like that, where you can change your physical appearance in some way or another, I feel that's where a lot of dysmorphia comes from as well. Because now we live in an age where you can literally reconstruct your face with plastic surgery. You can look like a completely different human being. And yeah, that's weird. That's not something that's normal. It wasn't something we could do before. Getting enough of everything, my friend. Absolutely. Did he answer my question about butt shaving? I don't think I did, friend. Yeah, I don't shave my butt. Thank you for asking, though, Laura. Butt shaving is for the youth. Yeah, I'm way too old for that shit already, Toasty. I'm just hoping that the aliens are gonna save us. I hope so as well, friend. I'm starting to train myself in diplomatic means, if you will, so when I do meet the aliens, I can have chats with them. Maybe shake hands, take a beautiful picture, unite Earth with all of the other alien species eventually. Shave your butt. That's the stage where the prickles is unbearable. Like I can't even imagine. Yeah, Toasty knows. Toasty speaks from experience. I see with it. I'm on the Discord, but have never joined in. I really need to introduce myself properly. The group you have gathered is really lovely. It really is. Like I know right now, all of us are busy and we're getting into our own lives and whatever, right? As we do. So the Discord server isn't as active as it once used to be, but that's completely okay as well. I believe it is like a safe space, and I don't necessarily like the use of the word safe space, but it is a safe space that you know is going to be there on your phone, on your computer, and if you genuinely need someone to reach out to, there will be someone to receive you. I believe that at least. Too much, sort of trim it just a little. Are there professionals for that, like hairdressers? There are, dude. They call them like bikini waxers, I believe. You can pay good money to get everything shaven if you want to. Hey you, hey, too cool for me. It's been a while, friend. It's nice to have you here again. Sorry for the long message, but in my opinion, is that there is no negative or positive energy, but they are motivating emotions to do things. Sometimes fear or negative energy is a motivating factor to improve life for the better. I believe it can be, and you see as well, Vonna, I'll say, I think it's going to be a choice, nonetheless. Like, you can either get completely debilitated and like defeated by your fear, by your own negative energy. And I feel it tried to today. The fear and the negative energy was like trying to like smother me and being like, I was like, no, damn it. No, there can still be something learned. And I feel I am. Learning. You friends can probably notice I'm feeling significantly better than I did before I sat down. And I appreciate you friends for that as well. That background is lit. Thank you, friend. I'm happy you appreciate it. That's what I was thinking as well. In some cultures, the bigger you were, the wealthier and more powerful you were. Yeah, exactly. So, in that case, the body dysmorphia. Like, imagine being like an absolutely yoked young man, being at the height of your fitness, being like 22 years old, like completely stacked, and then like a 34-year-old that is like heavy, like overweight. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just trying to make a point or a picture, right? Like heavy overweight dude, like eating on a chicken wing, and you both are like being compared or being rated by 100 women about who's more attractive. And the dude that's like severely overweight and eating the chicken wing while he's being presented wins the competition because he's more overweight and seen as attractive that way. And now me as a young individual, full six-pack, completely stacked, I'm judging myself. I'm looking at myself in a dysmorphic way because I'm like, oh man, if I was just a little bit fatter, if I just had a little bit more chicken grease around my face, I would have been more desirable, right? And that's the thing. Like, you get find body dysmorphia technically anywhere where you try and like idolize one state of being over another state of being. All states of being are 100% worthy. Hey, Sensane, you missed the hectic part of the stream where I had to restart the stream 7 times before it worked. But you're here now, dude. I appreciate you joining us. I'm convinced you wear the exact same outfit every day. Maybe you're just tuning in on the exact same time when I'm wearing the same shirt. I have like 12 shirts that I wear like in cycle, but I'm happy that you noticed, friend. My motivation is temporary discomfort for long-term results. I 100% hear that as well. Dude, I can see it even. Yeah, most people check themselves out during video calls too, instead of looking at the other person. Yeah, you can notice it so clearly as well. And like almost in checking yourself out, you're like ruining angles. And because of that knowing, I actually put myself at the bottom of the screen. So you look down. If you're like in the video call, makes me keep, eye contact. I want to look at the person I'm talking to. I don't want to look at myself. I know what I look like. Thank you for letting me know. I wasn't aware. My apologies, friend. How is it spelled? Kira. Kira. But you're not supposed to be sorry at all, my friend. No apologies. Like, that is literally... So, this way of like, or at least a social rule, if you will, of dealing with something that's happening. If you can tell someone something that they can fix within the next 30 seconds, then tell them. If they can't fix it within the next 30 seconds, don't tell them, because you're just going to make them more self-conscious. So with something like that, like something like instantly Edmund can be like, oh, okay, I didn't know this, I can change this. But yeah, that's why I just had to. Hey Lane, what's going on here? We're having chats, dude. Kind of started with me being a little bit of a low wave, contemplative. And it's getting better, dude. It's getting better. Melty fam, how y'all doing? I'm doing well, Insane. How about you, man? Sir, this is a Wendy's. This is a Wendy's. Hello from Kira. There we go. We're talking about the best way to shave your... Freaking Loro. Loro has interjected. Loro has entered chat with the butt shaving. What's up, Edmund Toasty? I bet aliens have a great way to shave butts. They probably do. Like, for some reason, I imagine aliens kind of hairless. Like, in my rendition of aliens, they don't have that much hair. I don't know about you, friends. What do you think? Man, just my lower back is kind of like kicking my ass. Tandem bike ride. Not exactly how your name is spelled, but that's what I'm thinking. What are you hoping for this week? I'm hoping that there is some state of calm for our country. Genuinely, I hope that people relax. I hope that the unrest we're feeling right now becomes more rested. I hope that the tensions we're experiencing and the fear that people are very aware of subsides. That's what I'm hoping for this week, my friend. Lane, what's up? That's beautiful. I don't like the thought of aliens or space beings as our savior. I also don't really. We have all the resources and skills to save ourselves here. And I think the aliens won't show up until they notice that we are capable of doing something like that as well. It's insane. It's going to be like, yeah, these dudes are like literally killing themselves. They're doing what? Yeah, they're pumping like hydrocarbons from the ground and then lighting it on fire in their atmosphere. They're doing what? Yeah, they also kill each other because some of them are different colors. They're doing what? Yeah. They also have, mainly like big governmental parties that siphon wealth from the bottom 99%, getting fat while the others starve. They're doing what? Yeah. Right, like we're going to have to fix a lot of shit before the alien's going to be like, oh yeah, we'll hang out with you dudes. Right? There's a Bo Burnham song where he goes like, none of you are going to heaven. There's a trillion aliens cooler than you. None of you are going to heaven. There's a trillion aliens cooler than you. Because, actually. I hope so, dude. I hope we as humanity can fix our problems. As you said, dude, we have all of our resources. We have the manpower. It's just going to be about a choice at the end of the day. Melting with friends, Lane, how are you doing? Thank you, friend. I'm doing all right. It's insane in the membrane. Well, besides space be scary, yo. Makes me think of the new Rick and Morty episode that's out. Oh, goodness. I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm pretty sure that's going to lead to some sort of disaster a few seasons down the line, or maybe still in this season. I'll be heading to space on Friday night. I'll let you know what it's like. Oh, yeah, we're talking about the space traveling billionaires. Yeah, I'm gonna spend a few billion or like a few 100 million just to like, woo! Woo! Ah! right? It's like kind of a linear roller coaster for a few hundred millions. But I mean, at least there's technology being developed. I still believe there's some value in space exploration, especially when it comes to manufacturing in space. Like, if you don't have gravity, manufacturing things becomes significantly easier. And you can also technically harvest asteroids for your manufacturing processes. And like, we can, yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff we can do with space. So I'm not anti-space. I just believe there should be more money put into the planet first, maybe. At least in the way that it's looking right now. Some things have to stop. The launching of rockets are still numbing fuel as well. Imagine how bad our dysmorphia will be if aliens are hot. Yes, dude. Like, okay, so it's one thing to consider aliens, right? We all have now, if I say the word aliens, we all have this like imagination of what an alien is supposed to be in our own minds. What if we find other humans? That's gonna be the trip. Like, instead of finding these weird, like, dysmorphed alien shapes, we just find other humans. Millions of different planets with other humans on them. Huh? Because we're prepared. We're prepared to find the weirdest shit out there. Like, I'm 100% prepared to find, the Greys. Big ass heads, monster eyes. I want to look into those big black abysses. But I'm not expecting finding other human beings. All right, that's going to be the real trip. That's going to be the real trip. We will also instantly get into the measuring of appendages. What technology do you have? Oh, you're still struggling with that technology? That's sad, dude. We've like solved that shit 500 years ago. You want this piece of data? Still has USBs or whatever, man. What do you friends feel about that? Sacred Fields, nice to have you here as well, my friend. I've been doing good. How have you been? Oh shit, Toasty, you're right. Thanks, Toasty. Just call me Richard Branson. Fitness is always appreciated throughout time, especially for soldiers or politicians. Example is Vitalis and his complete lack of it. Vitalius, like he's vital? Virility? And his complete lack of it? I'm not too good with old, like, rulers, if you will. I'm guessing Vitilius was an old ruler or something. Richard Sanchez. Maybe aliens have a homogeneous amount of hair. Aliens could be anything. That's true. Like, imagine, now I'm picturing, like, kind of grays, like a little bit smaller heads, and just like the most beautiful locks of hair. Like, it's just like kind of, and not just normal colored hair, but like fluorescent hair or something like that. Grows out as like this neon orange. And then in this neon orange, they can like send, or as their brain or their heart pulses, it sends like this electronic, right? How sick would that be, man? I would just be mesmerized looking at this thing. Aliens could be anything, and any alien that you can imagine, technically, in the grand scheme of the infinite universe, has or will be even better. Are there any true grassroots movements anymore? I don't even know what grassroots is, unfortunately, Tandem. So I don't think so. Long time no see. It has been a while. Hoping aliens are like kryptonite so they can humble our asses. Are like kryptonite? Oh, Kryptonians. Man. Oh, goodness. Just imagine, like, one alien. Like, there's a ship shows up over Earth, and we're like, oh, goodness, this aliens are real. They're actually showing up. And, like, it opens up, and this one alien just kind of rocks out. And we're like, yeah, yeah, you alien. And then he just kind of starts hovering and then starts lasering us with his eyes. And this one alien just kind of like demolishes our entire planet, gets back on the spaceship, and is like, okay, job's done. Goes away again. Oh, oh, please no, Mr. Aliens. Please no. Maybe aliens are like us, some species, but existing as different civilizations. It could be 250k to get a ticket. Man, there's a bunch of fruit flies coming and saying hi. $250,000 per ticket. Man, can't you buy yourself a house with that much money? I think you can. And the rest of us too, not just I prefer my space travel technology. Like, it is worthy technology, Edmund. It is pretty important. Flat Earth is gonna be eliminated when space rides become normal. Dude, you know there's gonna be people that are going to try and convince you that SpaceX has like, screens embedded in their windows that are showing you curved Earth when in fact it's not even curved at all. I can just see the conspiracy theories already forming in people's brains to try and convince themselves, even when faced with actual reality, that the actual reality that they're looking at isn't real. Yeah. Why? Why do humans do that? I wish we can get to that point. I think it's just fear of change, fear of accepting that they're wrong. That's probably it. Can you imagine all the people we could help with the cost of I shares Brian's trip? I don't know who that is, friend. I'm guessing it's one of the dudes that also went to space. Yeah, I agree. We need to focus more on our planet instead of abandoning it to find the next best planet. Like, the thing is as well, like, trying to colonize a different planet right now is going to be such an expensive venture, when saving our planet is going to be less expensive and it's going to give us more time to do just that as well, right? If we have more time as a species, we'll have more time to colonize Mars as well. If we are running out of time and we kill ourselves in the process, and we have like this kind of raggedy underground Mars base that humans have to live in now, those humans will probably kill themselves out of depression for, not enjoying that lifestyle. And I know that's horrible to say, and I hope that doesn't happen. But we have to save this planet first. Like, we can't be a civilization that gets to a planet, completely like wrecks it, and then is like, oh wait, we've wrecked this planet, let's go to the next one, right? That's the premise of these alien movies. Oh, our resources are gone, now your resources are ours. There's more than enough resources in this world. Like, you remember that Will Smith movie about the aliens that came and stole our water? Like, if you're an advanced alien species, you just steal entire moons made of ice, There's like already in our solar system, I think one of the moons of Jupiter has something like a few million times more water on it than the Earth has, right? So like, water isn't nothing. There's no resources a problem in space. And that's why space is cool. But this resource that we have right now as Earth is a limited resource and a very valuable one. Life as we know it right now is so fucking complex. We have an entire atmosphere. Creating an atmosphere takes fucking long, and it's difficult. No, stop it, stop, stop killing this planet, please. At least just for a while, man. Damn it. Maybe they are in a grand civil war like Caesar conflict with Pompeii. You dropping like facts that I don't really know how to respond to. Maybe, I guess, if our future isn't like Futurama, I will be severely disappointed. Weirdly enough, like when I was talking about the ice and the mining of the moon ice, I was thinking about a Futurama episode where they literally, oh, the Earth is getting warm, we're just going to go and get a piece of ice in space and drop it in the ocean. Like, that's going to do something. So yeah, I'm also going to be disappointed, Edmund. I need to find myself some sort of pod, dude. Aliens land. I'm like, look, I just want to plant stuff, raise my kids, eat, sleep, dance, love, be happy, and grow old with my husband. You don't have to stick no probe in any hole to find what my inner desires are. Lol. Candace. I think the whole probing thing is probably something so backwards, right? Like if you're an alien species that has the technology to travel to our planet, you definitely have the technology to non-invasively scan a human body. We already have the technology, like the X-rays and the MRIs and stuff that we have right now, to some extent knows how to scan the human body with some accuracy. I believe alien technology on that level will be so advanced that they can, like, probably, sorry for the imagery, like map the wrinkles in your intestines, you know. Like that's probably how accurate their information would be. I don't think probing would be a thing, even if aliens were first, you know. If aliens already have, like, when you believe, they definitely just look like humans. It may be, dude. It may be. Shot option, melt more high. Aliens could be invisible. Aliens could be transdimensional. I feel is a better way of saying than invisible. So instead of thinking of them as something that we can't see in this physical realm, they could potentially just shift out of our dimension. Still being inside of this dimension, but being in a different state of it. So aware and around us right now, but not perceivable to our human eyes or to our physical forms. Like you can't walk into them or something. What a trip, right? I don't know if it's true, but it could be. All of it could be true. All of it could be nonsense, and that's why we try and talk about them. There are thousands of grassroots movements, thousands, and they're not hard to find, depending on what problem you're looking to solve. I still don't know what a grassroots movement is, unfortunately, Simon. Just aren't all mainstream. Dr. Manhattan shit right there. Oh yeah, man. Having every single atom ripped apart and then having your own atoms reassemble themselves as a divine being. Making duplicates of yourself. Letting your duplicates do other things for you. Going to a different planet and just, chilling. Man, Dr. Manhattan was hardcore. Poor Rorschach, dude. Bye. Man, please, you little fruit flies. I know I smell fantastic. But I'm not fruit, dude. I may be a little bit fruity, but I'm not fruit. What if we find aliens? Man, I think I missed yours first. By my space travel technology, I was referring to the nice little fungi I have required. I did think the space travel is important, but not necessarily in the ways we are going about it right now. That's true, Edmund. And I mean, the inner space is just as vast as the outer space as well. And that definitely is a vehicle for travel, if you will. So I understand. What if we find some aliens and they are just humans that are living like we did 2,500 years ago? It would be a trip, right, Sacred Field? Would we want to help them? I hope so. We might, in helping them, destroy ourselves, which is also a trip, you know. What if we help them and they kill us for it? If a single alien came to Earth, every religion would claim it as their messiah instantly, dude. They're like, oh, this is actually the thing we've been waiting on. That one, yes. Look, physical evidence. We were right. Instantly. Toasty. That or wage war against the anti-messiah. That's also the other possibility of it. Elon Musk hates people. He said so many times his plan is to leave Earth. Lol. I mean, like, good for him then, dude. Let him leave Earth. If he thinks he's going to experience a better quality of life and a very confined, underground base on Mars, then he's sorely mistaken, dude. Because if he genuinely hates people, as you said, I don't believe he does. Maybe he said that, but I'm not sure he really does. He's only going to be more close to people if he goes anywhere else. Right now, where we are now, is going to be the least densely populated place in our entire universe, at least for the next 1,000 years. So yeah, dude's gonna have to get to terms with people, man. I would pork it. Elon trying to get home, lol. He's trying to escape, dude. Like, he's an alien on our planet. that kind of got born as an alien on our planet, and he's like, oh shit, I need to get out before they realize. What if aliens just like probing though? Maybe the aliens are just perverts, man. I don't know, Thad and Niner. Maybe they're like, yeah, we have all of this sick tech, but we're still gonna probe you, dude. Once returned to his kind and report his findings. I guess that will work for some people. The moment when someone gets beamed up grinning. The moment when someone gets beamed up grinning. Yeah, you know, gets beamed up as like, ah yes, I'm getting probed. And then there's no probing and there's just like horrible torture. And it's like, this is not what I signed up for. I was signing up to get probed. Now I'm having my cells, deassembled and reassembled. Because that's what I imagine of alien technology, right? Not just, oh, we put thing in your butt and now we detect things inside of you. No, I'm just imagining like some sort of quantum computer that can like manipulate space-time, ripping your cells apart in all of their components, analyzing the single components within your cell, reassembling them, putting them back inside of your body. I know, but yeah, that's what I imagine. Lol. We've been king shaming aliens this whole time. Yeah, dude, like I think so. I think aliens would be pretty chill about the probing, probably. Nap Queen, it's been forever. I'm late. What are we talking about today, Meld? Oh, man, it started off on a little bit of a hard topic, if you will, talking about our country. Then we eased into, at this point, talking about aliens. Again, but I love talking about aliens. It's such a fun thing. Talking about space travel. I think it maybe came from that. We were talking about the billionaires and the space traveling thing that's happening right now. Yeah. Aliens. Wait a second. Aliens. Aliens. Ah, lol, only pro because some aliens made a prank and they think it's legit fact. You have to probe us. Yeah, like one alien kind of like spread a rumor about the other aliens. Like, did you hear the Greys probe the humans to extract information from them? Oh, that's gross. Did they actually do that? What did they probe them with? What do they clean the probes with? That's the thing. They don't clean them. What? What? They keep using the same probe. Yeah, it's fucking gross. That is a rumor. And the Greys are getting like completely wrecked because of this rumor right now. Like even humans. I'm thinking of that movie Paul. I hope you friends have seen it. If you want to see a really like light-hearted alien movie, go watch Paul. It's a little bit abrasive, like with the profanity and the subject matter sometimes, but it's at least to me, a genuinely good movie. It's basically this like gray alien called Paul that goes on like this ride with these normal humans, and there's this one scene where they're being chased and he just kind of walks out of the RV and these other two dudes that aren't aware of the alien sees him and he like takes his finger and he's like, it's probing time, and they just faint. And like that, I was like, yeah. I would also probably faint, dude. I feel you. Only aliens, Snap Queen, talking about the aliens. I enjoy your show. Thank you, Carrot. I enjoy your presence in the show, friend. It wouldn't be anything if it wasn't for you. Can you see all of these little fruit fly dudes? Like they're not really invading my space. If my space is my immediate skin boundary, if you will. You know what? They're co-creating with me now. They're being my little special effects dudes. All of the little you're seeing is actually special effects, not flies. Oh, thank you, Lane. There we go. What if aliens were three-headed cookies? That's just, Cerberus with extra steps, Candace. Man. And that's the thing as well. Like, if I'm thinking about the rendition of Cerberus of, like, the old Hercules movie. That big black Cerberus, like, almost like hound dog type of features. That was, like, a scary version of Cerberus. And then they kind of made it a little bit more cute with the new Hades game. And now I'm thinking of Kiki as a little Cerberus. That kind of is cute. And I'm just imagining, fighting three faces, trying to escape her jaws of death with three of them versus already trying to escape with one of them. I think I'd fail. Melt, if Westworld was real, would you? Yes, dude. Now you're asking me difficult questions because I actually spent a good bit of time thinking about that, philosophizing, if you will. And it was like the premise of the story was so interesting as well. So, like, I don't know if I want to spoil this. The actual crux of the story. I just want to say this as well. It's exactly 33 minutes past. To me, it says 22 watching, and my phone is on 44%. Synchronicity makes me happy. I want to share it with a few friends. But anyway, so, like, I don't know if I want to spoil some of the things that were shared, but basically, Westworld is the show about a world in which they have these duplicate humans, and other humans can go into this world and basically do whatever it is they want to. And because they can do whatever it is they want to, parts of their personality becomes very evident, and that is the real gold mine of the technology. That's how much I'll share about it. Because I don't believe it, is the thing, Toasty. I don't actually think it would work in the way that they suggested it would. So, if anything, I think no. I don't think I would want to go to Westworld, even if I could. Because I feel there is definitely a part of it that is like a disconnect, right? You're like seeing these beings that look humanesque, but there is no guilt in doing things to them. And then basically it goes into the explaining that there should be. Like these things become sentient and just as much alive as we are alive. So yeah, that's a difficult one, Toasty. How about you, friend? Would you? Are you South African? I am, Kaylee. I am South African. Unmistakable human replications used by humans for sport and pleasure in a theme park. Yeah, that's the just description of it. It gets hectic. Like Westworld, it's not for the lighthearted. Like it's definitely a show that confronts us again, and I really do love. That's why I also love, Black Mirror. I love Westworld. I love Rick and Morty. All of these shows are like showing us aspects of reality that could be, and it allows us, I believe personally, to expand our understandings of what is. It's going to be very necessary if we move into a world where technology like that is possible, and how we're supposed to be dealing with that. It was a very intense show. Oh yeah, it was. Okay. I just finished my stream. You are always on here. It's awesome. Hey, it's nice to have you here, my friend. Yeah, I stream every single day. I'm not stopping. I want to continue streaming every single day for the rest of my life. And it's in the hard days that I realize that definitely isn't going to be a simple task for me to do. But it is going to be something that is going to be infinitely valuable. And we're going to continue. Hades is a great game. It's so fun, Candace. My favorite space show has got to be Space Dandy, though. I don't think I've seen Space Dandy, Nap Queen. Is it old? Space Dandy. I don't know why, but the word Space Dandy or the naming Space Dandy, it feels for some reason like it would be something in the 80s or 90s. I enjoyed watching my husband play it. We're watching Battlestar Galactica. I've heard so much about that, actually, Candace, but I've never watched it myself. Bro, how do you notice numbers like that? Well, like, I don't know. So, like, I was literally looking up at the time, and I was like, oh, it's 33 minutes past. And then I was, like, looking at the amount of people watching. I was like, oh, 22 watching. And then I looked at my like, battery percentage, and it was like 44%. Right? Synchronous. What are the odds of those things happening at the exact same time for me to witness them? And I'm not going to attach more value to it because I do see numerology as fun, Toasty. Yeah, like it's not being like, oh look, I've received these numbers, now this thing is gonna happen or whatever. It's more like you go, look, you're in sync, you're seeing these things because you're in the place that you are. So assume you're supposed to be in the place that you are. That's how I think of it. Melt more. How are you, friend? Hey, Roxa. Oh, oh, man, it's been forever since I've seen you, my friend. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Things are hectic right now in South Africa, but I'm doing good, my friend. I'm safe. My family is safe. We're healthy. We have a lot to be grateful for. How are you doing, friend? I do it all the time, mostly when driving and seeing license plates. The numerology thing. It is fun, right? Like driving, like the time, your speedometer. There's so many different numbers that you can actually find them in. We followed numerology for a while and found one of our homes we lived in and was pure bliss living there. So what do you mean exactly, Candace, when you say you followed numerology? What's everyone's favorite episode of Black Mirror? My favorite episode of the Black Mirror series was... all of them are disturbing. And I'm trying to ask myself why I'm trying to consolidate on a favorite of them. I think my favorite, just because of the premise it suggests, is the one where the dude has, his wife consciousness transferred into his mind so that they can like coexist, and how that could be suggested as this thing that is so wonderful, and then it turns into a nightmare when she gets transferred into like an inanimate object, a teddy bear. Yeah, that was a trip. The one about the doctor with the pain response thing, also such a trip. The one about the woman getting punished, like in the most horrible of way, with her forgetting everything and then being in like a simulation to get punished. Oh, also such a trip. The consciousness stuck in like a forever prison. Damn, that's also hectic. There's a few of them actually. Creating an AI assistant out of yourself that just kind of presses buttons in your life. Because that one, in a way, made sense to me, where I would want to do something like that. I think that is the one that I had the most concern in, because it's the one that I felt wasn't as bad, if that makes any sense. Like I was looking at the rest of them, and I was like thinking to myself, yeah, I can kind of see myself wanting a personal assistant that is me, because I know what I like, I know what I'm up to. But in the way that they suggested it there, it's kind of like this slavery. Like they create literally you in this simulation, and all they give you is a void and buttons to press, and that becomes your entire existence. That is a little bit messed up. And I don't think it would be that way, but yeah. We'll get there when we get there. It's good to think about these things for the time being. And sacred geometry are very intertwined. Numbers scare my smooth brain, so feel like geometry helps me vibe in that space. I'm the same way actually, Thirsty, but you know that. I have sacred geometry cards as well. I've done a bit of sacred geometry drawing myself. I want to get more into that, but can be a little bit daunting, especially since I like perfect lines, and if you like mess up a half a millimeter, things don't look right. So I'm like, I'll get there. A little question for you. Which is the greatest ruler of nations, and which one will you bring back to life, both in power and not? If I were chosen to pick one, my answer would be great generals like Caesar and diplomatic rulers. So I would definitely not pick Caesar. If I could pick anyone, and the one person that I feel I look up to as a great ruler, it's Marcus Aurelius. But that's, I think, the only one. And I don't really think that they are, necessarily well equipped to rule in the world that we're entering right now. Because we're entering a space in which we're not wanting to be ruled anymore. We're basically diversifying ourselves into smaller groups of understanding, of niches, right? And it could be seen as something that's negative because it's dividing us from the rest of our, counterparts in this world. But I can also see it as something that's positive because it makes it a little bit more difficult to control us as human beings. Kind of. It is an anime from 2014, but it does have a 90s aesthetic. So almost like Cowboy Bebop type of vibes. It's an anthology series about a guy going through space trying to catch aliens that haven't been discovered and turn them in to get rich. Oh, that sounds kind of cool. Space Randy, right? That does actually sound kind of cool. My favorite episode is the one where society is run by pair ratings swiped from people's phones. That was my least favorite one of all of them, Toasty. Man, that was a bad one for me, dude. Like watching this woman literally lose her entire life as she loses her grip on the face she was trying to show the world. That was devastating to me, dude, because I can see that actually happening at an alarming rate if that was the society that we lived in. My ADHD doesn't like numbers as numbers. My brain understands numbers as objects, almost as visual things, and then I do just fine. It's hard to explain. Sounds like some synesthesia as well, dude. I like that one, Toasty. I also like the video game one. Sacred Geometry video game. One of the episodes of Black Mirror that freaks me out the most is the playtest episode. Oh, yeah. Where... Ooh. That was a very yikes episode. Basically, this dude goes to like this, he signs up for this trial to like test this game. And he basically goes into this place and they put this thing in his brain. And literally he glitches out for like a few seconds. But in his world, he's like in this horror reality. That was a very hectic episode. Yes, I think the play one is the one I'm talking about. There we go. The horror movie Public Shaming Justice was freaky because it felt realistic. Yeah, dude. It felt very realistic and it felt like something that, a very sick and twisted reality of our reality TV would go into. Like, oh, we have these criminals that did all of these crimes. Now we're going to torture them on national TV and you get to, vote or you get to influence. That's yikes, dude. It is something I've actually been realizing fairly recently. I've always struggled with numbers while simultaneously being really good with numbers in certain situations and applications. That really is interesting. Thought you were in Uganda. No, South Africa, my friend. A clone personal assistant just sounds like slavery with extra steps. I mean, it would be you working for yourself, though. Right? Jovan, and we're already doing that, at least, in my opinion. Man. It's a hard one. I realized, and thank you for being here, Jovan. I see you. I love you. Thank you for joining us, my friend. I realized literally only a couple of weeks ago. And then I try and look at numbers strictly as numbers is when I struggle. So, like, is it the same thing with, like, purchasing of stuff? Would you, like, visualize the currency amount as, like, an object? Or, like, I'm trying to, like, so to give you an idea, this is something I used to do as a teenager because I asked my parents if I could get a PlayStation. And we couldn't afford one at the time. And I was 14, and then I had to get a surgery, And then, like, on the way there, I was like, oh, how much is this going to cost? Yada, yada, yada. And then I get the surgery, and afterwards I hear it's like something like, it was like 60,000 Rand. So like $5,200 or something. And I'm like, oh, $5,200. I could have had like 20 PlayStations, So in that way, instead of thinking of it as this big number, I visualize it as this object that I wanted in that moment. Obviously, I don't do that anymore. But it was definitely something that I did as a younger version of myself. It's negative because religious institutes have a hard time controlling a society full of awakened individuals. Toasty knows. Toasty knows, man. Space Dandy is made from the same people that did Cowboy Bebop. See, I know. Like when you said it has like space vibes and 90 aesthetic, my brain went like straight to like Cowboy Bebop. I'm happy that I got that one on the head, if you will. I was raised calling baked potato wedges JoJo's. Lol, I think of you when I see them in store. I vowed that as a kid. JoJo's? Jovan? JoJo's potatoes. It's beautiful. Thank you, Candace. With the White Bear episode, one of the things that made the chick punishment so sick to me was the fact that there was a literal theme park made for her torture. Like, geez, dude. Also, sorry that I'm talking so much. I love Black Mirror, and none of my friends watch it. You don't have to apologize for anything here, Nap Queen. You are co-creating with us. You are appreciated. And I appreciate you sharing this with us as well, my friend. Thank you for being here, Mel. I love you, Jovan. Thank you, my friend. Anyone watch Avatar, like the Airbender Avatar, not the cat people space movie? I believe most of us probably watched the Avatar anime, but the live action movie was, something to be round up and execute. Not that hectic at least. My friends, the stream is coming to an end. Thank you so much for joining me again in this space. I do appreciate your presence as always. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow, everyone.